welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making tasty enchiladas. Heat a pan with a tablespoon of oil in. I'm just heating that pan to a medium heat, and while that's heating I'm going to cut an onion. It's the juice of an onion that makes you cry, so if you get the juice on your hands, just rinse your hands and try not to get the juice on your fingers. As it goes into the pan. It's not even sizzling yet. It's supposed to wait until the oil is hot, but sometimes when you're in a hurry you just don't have time. Alright, 2 cloves of garlic. Crush them. I need my glasses on. I always cut off the little ends. Capsicum next. Now because we're going to blend this, it doesn't have to be super well cut, so I'm just going to roughly chop these. And they can go into the pan as well. I have green capsicum. I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of chili flakes to my pan. You can hear it sizzling now. The garlic doesn't have to be finely chopped. Really chunky is fine. It's really important to salt and pepper as you go. Now normally I do the chicken first so that has time to absorb the salt, but I forgot, so do this first, but I'll do this now second. Because I am not going to use this tray again for vegetables, I'm just going to use it for the chicken. So I've rinsed the tray. I'm going to dice this chicken into bite-sized pieces, and then I'm going to put it back in the tray. I'm going to salt it, I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to salt it again. The salt, I think, is the key to making this chicken not taste bland. And if you're salting, you might as well pepper as well. This is just black peppercorns. I did have an apron on, but I thought it made me look fat, so I took it off. Okay, I'm going to salt the other side. Seriously, this is the trick to really good tasting food, is having enough salt. It's not actually that much, I just sprinkled it. Now we're going to add into our pan some oregano. So you can see this is just cooking nicely. I'm going to add in my oregano and my paprika. Paprika is just ground dried capsicums. So, I'll give this a stir. Now I just want the capsicums to soften. Now keep in mind that you can use frozen capsicums. You just chuck them into the pan and let them soften and defrost. So that's 1 can of chopped tomatoes. Right, I'm going to let that cook down for a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to spoon my mix into my container for the NutriBullet. You could use a food processor. You could probably even use a stick blender, but you would want to make sure that your capsicums are really soft if you do use a stick blender. So now we're going to taste this. I don't want to lose any of that. It needs salt. Now I know it needs salt because there's almost like a bitter taste. It is definitely better. Alright, so I'm going to put in a bit of pepper. That is good. That is so yummy. Alright, we'll put that aside. So I'm going to put the pan back on the heat. I'm going to put in just a tiny bit of oil, maybe a tablespoon. Turn this back on. Add the chicken to the pan. I'm going to turn this up to a medium-high heat. Let's try an 8. Nice, turn it down. Okay, now is a good time to preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius. Which I think is the same as 350 Fahrenheit. Okay, now we're going to put half of our sauce back into the pan. We keep half, we put half in the pan. So of the sauce that we have left, we're going to put half of what's left into the container, our baking dish. That's going to stop it from sticking to the bottom when we get them out at the end. So I'm making enough for 2 enchiladas each, and one person is not going to have the wraps. So I'm going to divide this mix into 4, and I'm going to take out one person's portion. So this portion will be eaten with salad. So if you're low carb, you can still eat this meal. If you want to be more authentic, get the corn tortillas. I like the flour tortillas. I'm going to roll them up tight. So I don't really know how much cheese I'm using. I'm just going to put this on and see if it's enough. Now I'm going to bake this uncovered in the oven at 180 degrees for 20 minutes, and that should make it nice and golden brown. 180 degrees is 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And we will tidy up here and come back in 20 minutes. Hey, thanks for joining me today. Don't forget to like and subscribe for lots more recipes coming up.